Welcome back. Let's dig deeper into this story. Tesla stock shares rocketing higher by 14% after the company has exceeded expectations, turned a profit in its Cybertruck business for the first time, and raised its outlook as well. Garrett Nelson is our guest. He's Vice President and Senior Equity Analyst at CFRA Research. Garrett, thanks a lot for joining us. You, I understand, have raised your price target, raised your earnings per share forecast as well. I believe, however, you're still hold rated on the stock. Tell us what you think on these about these numbers.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think it was a very unexpected release. You have to understand the setup here. Tesla had missed on the bottom line for 4 consecutive quarters. They were coming off a robo-taxi day a couple weeks ago, which was very disappointing from our view. Very few details and specifics regarding the new models that they have in the works. So this was a big positive surprise. Now, we maintained a hold because we still see some murkiness in the intermediate term outlook. On the conference call, Elon Musk guided for 20 to 30% increase in auto volumes next year. We think that's very optimistic unless they resort to steep price cuts on their existing models. Just not clear what's going to drive that type of volume growth next year. So we still have some questions surrounding the story, and then we think there's still some questions left unanswered.
What has been Musk's history in terms of financial guidance? He is mercurial, to say the least. He's not a conventional person in a number of ways. When he calls for 20 to 30% growth as next year, as quote, my best guess, how do you react to that?
Well, he's certainly a glass half full type person. We've seen that for many years regarding his predictions of when Tesla might have fully autonomous vehicle available for the market. That's going back over a decade now. So, we really take that with a grain of salt. We're actually assuming 11% growth in volumes next year. The company continues to struggle ramping up production of their Cybertruck. And like we said, the only thing that we think that could drive that type of volume growth would be steep price cuts. And they've announced a series of price cuts for the last year and a half on their models. We think it would take additional price cuts and or incentives such as the 0% financing that they recently rolled out in China to move that kind of volume next year, to have that type of volume growth.
Was the Cybertruck not a source of, was it not a positive in the quarter? I'm seeing, this comes from Bloomberg's account of the results, that Tesla turned a corner with the Cybertruck, which generated a profit for the first time.
They did, but they're still not producing at a level. We think that while they don't disclose their Cybertruck production and sales separately, we estimate that they're only producing at a rate of about 50 to 60,000 units annually right now. And that vehicle has been in production for almost a year now. So the ramp up has been slow. While the price point is very high on that vehicle, Kelley Blue Book data indicates that the average sales price of the Cybertruck was about $116,000 last month. So it will be a high margin vehicle, but the issue has been more ramping up production, proving to be much more difficult because it's such a unique vehicle, unlike the Model Y, which they were able to ramp up, very, very quickly and very well, because that vehicle shared a lot of the same parts as the Model 3, which they already had in production. So the Cybertruck is a much more challenging vehicle from a production standpoint.
Musk also citing the benefits of less expensive Teslas, which are expected to be rolled out in 2025. Where are we in that story? That's been a hope of the market for some time, that Tesla would become more of a mass market vehicle seller because of models that are more affordably priced. Where are we now in that story?
And that was one of the big unanswered questions following the robo-taxi day. They said nothing about this lower priced mass market EV, which they expect to have first production in the first half of next year. On the conference call, he seemed to imply that there's not, in fact, a separate model, but that the the new model is in fact the robo-taxi. So we thought that was a disappointment. Many analysts and investors have been referring to this new smaller, lower cost model as the Model 2, sort of a coupe type vehicle, but it doesn't appear that that is in fact a separate model. It appears that that is in fact a robotaxi. Another thing they said is that all future Tesla models will not have a steering wheel nor pedals. So they're really making a big bet on the fully autonomous vehicle going forward.
Sorry, let's go just back over that again. They're saying that all future Tesla vehicles will have neither a steering wheel nor an accelerator pedal?
That's right. That's what Musk said on the conference call.
Over what period of time is that? How soon, in other words, do those vehicles begin arriving?
So that'll start with the robotaxi, and it sounds like first production is coming in the first half of next year, with the company hitting mass production in 2026. But they showed off the prototype of that vehicle at the robotaxi day, and it sounds like that is the new model that they've been talking about, and it had neither a steering wheel nor pedals. It was completely powered by autonomous driving.
That's some story. Garrett Nelson.